Man, hackers are getting smarter. While I was driving out of town, I got an automated call from what claimed to be Google saying someone was trying to change the phone number associated with my account. About 15 minutes later, after I got off of that call with the automated bot, I got a call from an actual person. Now, I know not to give two-factor codes out to random people over the phone, but this guy had a trick up his sleeve that I wasn't expecting. It was super convincing. I'm going to play the recording from my dash cam of the phone call. Then we'll get into the red flags, technical aspects, and how to recognize the attack, and hopefully you can prevent giving them access to my account like I did. He had full reign over my account for about 3 minutes, looked at a couple of things in my Google Drive, probably looked at my email too. I noticed a couple of emails were deleted. But I'm going to let you listen to this dash cam footage. It might be a little bit loud at first because I am driving, but about a couple minutes into the call, I end up parking and it gets a lot easier to hear. So I hope you enjoy, because I sure didn't.
Hi, I'm Call
Hello,
Assist by
this is
Google,
an
recording this
automated
call
call
for the
from
person
Google's
you're trying to
security
reach.
department.
Can you say what you're calling
We have
about?
detected an attempt to change the primary phone number assigned to your account. If this was not you, please press 1. If this was you, you may hang up. Thank you for your response. Our support team has received your request and will review it shortly. A representative will reach out to you soon to assist with any questions or concerns regarding your ticket. Thank you for your patience.
Hello?
Hello, this is Michael with reaching on behalf of West Carolina. I speak with,
This is... Yes?
I'm so sorry if I mentioned that.
That's okay.
Reminded that we are alright, so we are on a recorded line for quality and training purposes. Please keep in mind that Google will never ask you for any of your personal information. The reason for my call today is in regards to the email.
Yeah.
So our support team received a request from Surrey, Canada to disable the phone number on file ending in they want to change it to one ending in 1285. Just want to get some confirmation on that. Did you happen to initiate this request by chance?
Nope, that's not me.
Alright, sir, no worries. Do you have any family or friends that live in Surrey, Canada that could have initiated this on your behalf?
No.
Alright, sir. See what I can do for you here. It looks like they wanted to add also a primary device, Mohammed's iPhone 11 Pro Max. You did not initiate this, correct?
No, that's not me.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and deny that here on my side. Only 1 second. Alright, so have you recently connected to any like public Wi-Fi services, used any public Wi-Fi services or anything of that nature?
I mean, I use a VPN sometimes, but no, not really any public Wi-Fi.
Alright, sir. Have you used like the sign in with Google feature by chance on any websites you aren't entirely familiar with?
A Google feature,
Sign in with Google feature, like accept cookies? I'm just trying to like...
I don't really accept cookies that much, but I do sign in with Google sometimes.
Alright. Because that feature does grant access to cookies. So just like ensure when you are using it that it is like a website that you're entirely familiar with.
Okay. I'm not sure how the request got initiated. Like, I don't know how it got this far into the process.
Yeah, right. I'm trying to look into that right now. It's not, I mean, I can't even see like where it directly originated. Here, all right. Where should I add the primary location for your account? Like state?
I'm gonna
I'm gonna make it the North one.
Yeah, I'm mainly in the I'm only in the United States. I'm not gonna be out of country. And
all right,
I'm primarily.
All right. See what I can do for you here. All right, I'm just gonna initiate a cookie reset in your account. To ensure safety, and then I'm also just going to place it in recovery mode to just ensure that the request can be made for the time being. Only 1 second to have this initiated.
Okay. Yeah, I noticed on my browser on Chrome, all of my cookies got like reset, and I got logged out of all my websites. So I got signed out of every single website on Chrome. So maybe that had something to do with it.
Possibly. I'm just going to go ahead and try to initiate this on my end right now. Allow me 1 moment.
I guess I'll have to go in my account and look at linked websites and stuff.
Yep. I'm just resetting the cookies right now to your device. Let's see. Just trying to initiate the reset on the cookies right now. It's just getting extremely slow, so sorry about this, sir.
That's okay. Appreciate you reaching out. Like, that was clutch. I probably could have lost everything there.
Right. I'm glad that we did this like new calling feature because of like SIM swapping and people taking the phone number of Alright, so I just initiated the thing to put your account in recovery mode, and then your cookies have been reset. You should have received a notification directly to your phone. It'll be inside of the notification bar. You can let me know when you received that.
Okay.
I've got you through the...
I have not received anything yet.
Sure. And the closest database to you would be the one in Dallas, Texas. That should be where it's coming through. Just going to wait for you to receive it on your end. It might take a little bit.
So it's going to be a direct notification? It's not going to be through like Gmail or anything?
No, it's going to be like a direct notification. But it might operate through like a Google app, so maybe if you want to swipe through those, but it is going to be a direct notification. Sometimes it just takes a little bit.
Yeah, full 5G. I'm still not seeing it.
Here, I'll go ahead and resend it out right now.
Okay.
It might be inside of your Gmail. Oh, did you get it, sir?
No.
Oh, it might be inside of your Gmail app then. It's not going to be an email. It's going to be like a directed notification and prompt.
Is it kind of like using a passkey or something?
No, it's like a prompt, like a I'm not even.
I don't see it.
And then you're gonna go ahead and hit yes, and it's gonna give you an option of 3 numbers, just to sync your device to the primary. I'm trying to see why you have not received it yet. Just to confirm you haven't received anything on your end, correct?
I still have not received anything. I should be on a Pixel 6 Pro.
But there's a primary that we have on file of you. And then it's going to be like your notification center, just to ensure you are there.
Notification history. I don't see anything in the history.
I would recommend closing and then reopening your Gmail app. It might pop up notifications after there.
No. I just closed and reopened Gmail and I don't see it. I mean, I would restart my phone, but then we'd get disconnected.
No, right. And then that wouldn't... Here, let's see if I can if there's any more options for me directly. Oh, alright, sir. I see directly what happened.
Yeah.
1 second.
I'd be curious to know what happened.
Oh, yeah. So it looks like they were... So there's no primary device set on the account right now because I reset the cookies. Essentially, when you reset cookies, your Gmail account forgets all of the devices on file. That's why you weren't receiving the prompts, I think.
Okay.
Right, so, and just to confirm, you do want to keep the phone number ending in, correct?
Yes, correct.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and have that initiated.
Oh.
Alright, so you might have received a 6-digit code directly. You could verbally read that out and then get out your device as the primary, so as your phone number.
It says don't share my code with anyone.
Yeah, so that's directly, for like phishing related attacks, such as like if you received an email, or something like that directly. This is strictly just for Google representatives to add your account as the primary, or add your phone number as the primary to your account.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to share that code.
Yeah, no worries, sir. If you don't feel comfortable with that, I could see if there's a different way for me to go ahead and do this.
Okay. Because I haven't received anything from Google directly saying like there was a security alert. I've only received this phone call, so.
Yeah, I totally understand that, sir. If you want, I could go ahead and send you my employee verification if that makes you feel more comfortable.
Like through email or what?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. If you can send me an email from like a Google domain, that would work.
Yeah, of course. I'll have this sent out. It'll be like directly from here at Google Workspace. That's where I work directly, but it will be when you check out the domain from Google. I'll have that initiated right now.
Okay.
Okay, and then within there, your case ID will be there as well as my name.
What'd you say your name was?
Michael Williams, sir.
Okay. Yeah, the code is 873.
Oh, wait, allow me.
Okay.
I actually closed out that screen.
Oh, okay.
I'll go ahead and open it back up. So sorry. Alright, so I'm going to have that initiated directly right now. You should receive another 6-digit code directly.
Okay.
Alright, and then have you received that on your end, sir?
Yeah. It's
Alright.
646987.
Alright.
What is this code for
All right,
exactly?
sir. So just to add your device, add your phone number and device as the primary, and then lock them and have them fully whitelisted. Just so even if somebody does like a cookie initiates like login with cookies, they won't be able to directly sign in.
Okay.
Or make any requests whatsoever. And what we're also going to set up is, have you heard of like multi-signature authentication? It's different from two-step verification.
I've heard of like passkeys and multi-factor, but not multi-signature.
Yeah, so multi-signature, how it works is directly you have to sign off on multiple. It's like essentially how 2FA works is you could get essentially you need two ways to log into it, but this time it's going to be two signatures. It's going to be two signatures. You're going to have specifically three ways that you could do it. So you're going to need two out of the three signatures to directly send, and those signatures would be one from a recovery email, one from a device, and then one from a phone number, and you'd need two of those to directly get into the account. Whereas for 2FA, you can have like multiple ways. You could have up to five. You could have like a passkey, an OTP code, and there's just so many ways that you can get it. So this just makes it like a lot safer. So would you like to add a recovery email on file?
Yeah.
All right. I see one that I could add that starts in SOL. What would that one be? All right, sir. So I just went ahead and sent the code over to that one. This will just be so I can link it to the account as the recovery, sir.
Okay. I didn't mean to give you a hard time about the code.
No worries. It's actually good that you did do that.
Especially when someone's saying someone's trying to get into my account, and it seemed like a sophisticated like attack.
No.
I wasn't
Right.
sure.
Of course. And then have you received that on your end?
Would it be at the recovery email?
Oh, yes.
It says we received a request to access your Google account.
Yeah, so since I did just add it as the backup and the recovery, that is what it goes through. There's not like direct. So we have like a set of like type of prompts that we can send out, and there's not one currently for like these type of situations directly, since we usually do reach by email, but we've been doing phone calls recently. When the attacks are like this sophisticated, where they're able to access via cookies. And then I will be sending a transcript of this entire thing, by the way, just letting you know what they're able to directly access.
Okay. Code is 669896.
So what we're going to go ahead and do is also set you up just with like a temporary password if you do need to log in from any foreign devices for the next 24 to 48 hours. Do you have a pen and paper to write that down?
Let me pull up my password manager. Hold on.
All right, and this is just if you do need to log in for like, it is going to be fully encrypted. It's going to be capital S as in, it's just going to be S, capital S, so sorry. Lowercase a.
Yep.
And then lowercase d, lowercase f.
Lowercase s is in Sierra?
F.
F is in Fox?
Yes. And then O.
O?
Yep, and then G.
G?
And then 1, 2, 3, exclamation mark.
Sadfog123, exclamation point?
Exclamation mark. Yeah. So this is if you do need to log in from any like foreign devices, or if you do get logged out from this device directly. That will not happen, as I'm just going to override it, so you're not even going to need to use that code. You can use any previous passcodes on the account directly, and then you're just going to be using like the sign in with Google feature if you do need to sign in, since I did like whitelist your device fully, so you should have no issues on your end. Do you have any other questions or concerns that I could directly help you with?
No. I guess I'll just be watching my account closely to make sure nothing else is happening.
Wonderful. Yep. And then for the next 24 to 48 hours, please not tamper with any account settings, or a specialist are just taking a look at this. And I'll have that transcript sent to you. You should receive it within the next 24 hours.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, wonderful, sir. You have a great day.
You too.
Thank you for being a loyal customer here at Google.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.
And that's how quickly, even if you're tech savvy, you can fall victim to a crafty social engineering attack. But what made it believable? Well, number one, they had my name, email, and phone number and said it at the beginning of the call to seem like they had insider information from Google. But how did they get that information? Well, data breaches are sadly more and more common, and when you sign up for a website, they store information about you. And if someone manages to break into one of those websites, this information can be found publicly on databases found on the deep web or on websites such as haveibeenpwned.com. This is a website that you can enter your email address into, and it'll tell you if you have been identified in any publicly accessible databases. So he could have downloaded a database full of Gmail addresses and associated names and phone numbers, and could be just going down the list, having his bot like call these numbers and be like, "Hey, your Google account's messed up. Press 1," and then when they press 1, it sends him a message and has him call them back to try and execute the scam and steal their account. Number 2, the caller was American. I mean, I hate to see it, but because I've been on YouTube for over 13 years, I assumed if a sophisticated cookie injection attack, as he described, was happening on my account, someone from Google HQ in California would be calling, not someone from a call center in India. So this one actually caught me off guard. I was expecting someone from India, but it was an American. I hate to say it, but that I did let my guard down when the caller was American. And then we talk about the ace up this hacker's sleeve. A malicious email server. So he sent me an email to verify his identity, because at first I wasn't going to give him that 2-factor code.
I'm sorry, I'm not going to share that code.
But I looked on the mobile app, and on the mobile app, all I could see was the 2 line, right? The no reply at accounts.google. And before you say, "But SoleFern, how could you not tell that the .com was missing?" Google has its own top level domain. If you type domains.google, it will take you to the legitimate Google Domains website, which is no longer a thing, but this is still up, and it does show you that Google and Squarespace have merged. So it was reasonable for me to think that they also had a subdomain of accounts.google. Let's investigate more about this email. So on my desktop, on the computer, we can see that this email was sent via workspaceassistance.com. This is the domain name of the server. We can click on Show Original here, and I have the original message header pulled up here. This is the message header that shows all the data of the email address as it was sent to Google's servers. So if we look through this, we can see it was delivered to redacted. I took that information out, but my email address was there, and it has a bunch of checksum data here, SMTP IDs. But here we can see the mail exchange server was sent to google.com, but it was from mail@workspaceassistance.com. Mail@workspaceassistance.com designates this IP address as a permitted sender. This is the attacker's IP address, his mail server that he used to send this email to me. We can see that this is the server node from Hostinger Cloud. We'll get to that here in a second. It was received by mailexchange.google.com with this ID that I have redacted for me at gmail.com. We can see there's more stuff here, like it shows the SMTP headers as well, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. It was received from, this is Google's server, sent by hardcore-jepson.highvelocitydns.com by the server, okay? And we can see here, the reply to line was no reply at accounts.google.com. You can set this reply to line to anything you want. You can also set the from line to anything you want to an extent. So this is all I saw on the mobile app. because on the mobile app, it doesn't show you this via workspaceassistance.com. It just shows you this initial part. And I also noticed, right, we have this this message body here. This is the actual content of the message, and we also have this google.png file name. It doesn't seem like there's anything hidden inside of this. It's just a PNG of the Google logo to make things look more official. Next thing I noticed was, hey, there's some deleted emails in my in my inbox. If I go over to my trash, right? He was in my email at some point. We can see this in my recent security history. Nope, not that one. In my activity. He visited facebook.com. And then I assume when he signed in to Google Chrome, right, used Chrome, it loaded all of my extensions, including Bitwarden, and it opened the Getting Started Bitwarden page on his computer. It didn't seem like he did much during the 3 minutes that he had access to my account. Hey, it's me. It's the next day, and I just thought I would add on to this part of the video and say that I got access logs from my Google account, and I was able to see the IP address of this guy and what exactly he did on my account. So let's get into this. We can see that activity started around 17:43 UTC, which is 12:43 p.m. Central Time. That's my time zone. We can look at the IP address here. This is an IPv6 address. We can see that he was running Google Chrome version 141 on Windows OS, and the device type was a PC. And we can see that the first activity that happened was Chrome syncing up. And then as we go forward, we can see a whole lot of activity coming from this guy. We can see Gmail being opened. We can see Google Drive. We can see Google Photos. And yeah, he did stuff all the way up until 12:49 p.m. So what exactly did he do? Well, we can see that he first went to my Gmail to delete those emails warning me that someone has recovered my Google account. He's trying to cover up his tracks. Then we can see he visited google.com and facebook.com, but he didn't go anywhere from there, right? Because I wasn't signed in to Facebook or anything, so there's nothing he can get there. That was a dead end. And here we can see that Chrome was officially logged in at 12:43 and 36 seconds. That's when Bitwarden loaded up and showed the Getting Started page, and all my extensions started loading because Google does what Google does, and it synchronizes all of your extensions from Google Chrome. But we can start seeing things start to get interesting around 12:44 p.m. This is when he starts looking through my Google Photos for seed phrase. Seed phrase is a phrase that's used to recover cryptocurrency. So like if you have a wallet that you've lost access to, like a digital wallet, like Coinbase, for example, they'll give you a seed phrase that you can use to get access to your wallet if you ever lose access. So he's trying to get access to any cryptocurrency wallets that they might have saved on Google Photos or Google Drive, and then he's going to send that cryptocurrency to himself and go spend it on hookers and blow. You can also see that he looked in my receipts, or he searched for receipts in Google Photos, because Google has an AI feature that will automatically tag things that look like receipts as a receipt. So he's trying to see like, did you buy anything that might be useful? Is there any warranty information? There wasn't. I clicked on these links and I went to see what he saw exactly, and nothing seemed too identifying. There was a dry cleaning receipt and like some really old stuff. So nothing to worry about there. Next, we can see he goes to Google Drive. He goes to the home screen, and then he goes to the My Drive tab. And then he starts looking on Google Photos again for Bitcoin. And then he goes to my Documents folder on Google Photos. And then he starts searching for seed, going back to that seed phrase, right? He's trying to find anything that he can use to get into any crypto wallets I might have backed up. And we can see like he's looking for backup on Google Photos, right? Maybe I store my backups on there for whatever reason. I don't know why he's looking on Google Photos. He should be looking for that on Google Drive. And then he looks for 24-word. He's looking for like a 24-word recovery phrase that could also be used to recover a cryptocurrency wallet. Then he goes to the Google Photos homepage, right? He goes to my Photos folder, and then he searches Google Photos for BTC, Bitcoin. Then he goes back to Google Photos, like not even a minute later. And then he starts looking for ledger, like bank account ledgers. Maybe I'm old fashioned. Maybe I like to keep my bank ledgers on Google Photos. And then he opens up an email from 2022 from Charles Schwab, a little newsletter. It's like better budgeting. He doesn't find anything in there because that's just sent to everyone. It's just spam, basically. And then he does open a important MyPay notice, and MyPay is a payment processor for the Department of Defense. This wasn't a pay stub or anything. They don't send pay stubs directly to your email, but they do send you like password reset reminders. Like every 35 days or so, you have to reset your MyPay password. That's what this email was. And then he starts searching for 12-word. We can see that down here and in this tab, right? This is the specific Gmail activity. We can see he searched for 12-word here, and he also searched for ledger, and he searched for Oakland. And he also saw a Capital One ad. And then he goes to my personal folder in Gmail. He starts like looking through my emails and stuff, receipts, right? And then he searches Google Drive for backup. And then he starts realizing, oh, I'm not going to find anything on cryptocurrency. There's nothing in here. And so he pulls up my resume, which actually does have like personal information on there. It's got my job, where I work, where I have worked, right? And it's got my phone number, my business email. So this is all that he was able to get. That was really concerning to me before I reviewed my security activity and ended up booting this guy off. So we can see that the last activity he had was at 12:49 p.m. Central Daylight Time from this IP address. Now, what is this IP address? It's an IPv6 address, and we can look it up on IP info, and we can see that it's hosted by Hosting Services Incorporated, and we can see that it was a Dallas data center. Now, do you remember when he said,
and the closest database to you would be the one in Dallas, Texas. That should be where it's coming through.
That turns out to have had some meaning, right? You would have thought that he was just mindlessly rambling, but whenever he sent out some requests to sign in, sometimes Google likes to show the location it's coming from. So if he's making a request from this Dallas data center, it's going to show the location it's coming from Dallas. That's why he said it's going to be coming from this Dallas data center, because that's the closest one to me, but it's really not. It's just the one that he happened to be using. And we can see that the website associated with this AS number, right? We can see this AS number right here, 32780. If we look up this AS number, we can see that this is the company, Hosting Services Incorporated. The website associated with this company is westhost.com. And what does Westhost do? They are a THG company that hosts domain names, web hosting, and they also do VPS hosting. And what is a VPS? A VPS stands for Virtual Private Server. Basically, this gives you a computer in the cloud that you can do whatever you want with, right? It's basically using someone else's computer remotely. So he could have set up a Windows server, named it Google HQ, and then used that to sign into my Google account in the hopes that I would just look over it and be like, oh, Google, that's fine. But it's not fine. And you can tell that this was all financially motivated based off the searches that he ran on my Google Drive and my Google Photos, right? Looking for all those cryptocurrency phrases, seed phrases, Bitcoin, any kind of receipts that he could come up with. But unfortunately, he came up empty before he got kicked off. So in that 5 or 6 minute span, he wasn't able to get anything from me. Anyway, back to the video. But in my trash, we had this deleted email right here. Your Google account was recovered successfully. So what he was doing was he was actually doing an account recovery on my Google account, and he needed those 2-factor pins to be actually able to get into my account as if he were me. And he was using my recovery email as a surrogate for that as well, because Google, by default, only shows the first 3 letters of the email. That's why he said, oh, your recovery email starts with SOL. And then he had me read out the rest of the email so he could type it in and get a 2-factor pin for my recovery email as well. And the intent for that would be to lock me out of the account and steal all my data. So how did I recover from this? I did some research on this this domain name. So workspaceassistance.com, we can see the whois information, right? This is a domain name, and domain names have to be registered, right? And we can see that namecheap.com was the domain registrar for this. So anytime you register a website, like a domain like facebook.com, google.com, you have to go to a domain registrar to register that domain. So let's say I want to start a website called google.com. Well, we're going to see that that's not available, right? But if I wanted to make a website called SoleFern.net, we could actually not buy that. I guess SoleFern.net is also taken. Wait, no, we could buy SoleFern.net for $10.98 a year. And when we do that, we have to submit our information to these registrars so that it can be put in the contact information. But a lot of these services offer privacy protection, right? And it replaces all of your domain registration information with obscured stuff that only the registrar has access to. But we can see important dates here. This domain was created in September 14th, 2025, right? If we were to compare this with Google, for example, I cannot do that, okay. Right? We look at facebook.com. We can see that this domain name was registered in 1997. If we were going to be representing Google, for example, we wouldn't have just registered this workspace assistance domain in 2025, like 1 month ago. No, this would be a really old domain, like back when Google was actually created, right? And we can see this IP address range from the header actually belongs to Hostinger, as we saw on this the server node right here, Hostinger Cloud, right? And we can see in the geo feed that this is based in Boston, Massachusetts. So Hostinger is the one hosting the mail server, and Namecheap is hosting the domain name of this attack. So it's very sophisticated, and that email is the deciding factor. That was the deciding factor that caused me to give up my information. And we can see there was a new sign-in on Windows, right? This was the attacker signing into my account using that two-factor code that I provided to him. And his device name was actually Google HQ. And the intent there was if someone were to look in their account, they wouldn't think anything of it. They'd be like, oh, it's just Google in my account doing what Google does. No, Google never accesses your account. Google never calls you. They never will call you. They will send you an email. They will send you a push notification. They'll send an email to your recovery email. But Google doesn't care about you enough to call you up personally and say, hey, there's someone trying to swap your cookies around, which is a load of bullcrap. So how did I recover from this? I removed the device. I said, no, secure account. And I reset my password. And what he also did was he removed my phone as a recovery device. So I added my phone back as the recovery device, and I reported this email header to the IC3, which is the FBI's Internet Crimes Complaint Center. So hopefully you can learn from this, learn from my mistakes. Don't believe any phone calls you get, even from Google, no matter how American they sound, no matter how official their emails might seem. Don't believe them. If you're ever in doubt, just take a close look at the email address that's sent to you. Take a close look at your notifications. See if you got anything from an official source. All right, that's all. See ya.